This is QTV Night News coming to you live from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Janjanbureh. Thank you for joining us here at the main news headlines. The Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Commission hosted a forum with business stakeholders on Wednesday to validate its newly released digital market study report. As part of her week-long visit to enhance cooperation between the ILO and the Gambia government, Samira Dawood, the new director of the International Labour Organization, Decent Work Team for West Africa based in Dakar, met with GCCI officials on Tuesday. In a historic first for Africa, the Digital Radio Mondial Consortium conducted the inaugural public demonstration of an innovative program at St. Peter's Senior Secondary School in Banjul, an event hailed as a game-changer by MOPSI officials. A fire at Janjanbureh market on Saturday evening destroyed numerous food stalls and their contents, leaving many businesses severely affected. Free medical checkups and $500,000 worth of medical equipment and consumables were donated to Farafenni General Hospital in the North Bank region by the Chinese medical team in the Gambia. Those were the main headlines, and now the news in detail. Do stay. Thanks for staying with us. This is QTV News and I'm Janjanbureh. Now, the Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Commission hosted a forum with business stakeholders on Wednesday to validate its newly released digital market study report. This event comes after the authorities' involvement in the ECOWAS Regional Competition Authorities cross-country study, which sought to evaluate the state of competition and consumer protection in digital markets across the 9 ECOWAS member countries. Yafatu Gay was there, and this is her report.
The primary objective of the study, spanning from 2021 to 2023, was to assess the competitive landscape and consumer protection measures within 2 subsectors of the Gambia's digital market, e-commerce and digital financial platforms. By focusing on these areas, the study seeks to offer a comprehensive analysis of the challenges and opportunities within these rapidly expanding industries. The purpose of the forum is to validate the report's findings, providing stakeholders with an opportunity to engage in discussions about the state of competition and consumer protection in the digital market. The findings are anticipated to offer valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities within the Gambia's digital markets, informing future policies and regulatory efforts to promote a fair and competitive digital economy. Ibrahim Tambajang, the HR officer for the ECOWAS Regional Competition Authority, and Yasin Senghor, chairperson of the GCCPC, highlighted the purpose and the key findings of the study.
The purpose of supplementary acts on competition and consumer protection and the establishment of ERCA are, among other things, to promote, maintain and encourage competition and enhance economic activity efficiently in production, trade and consumers at regional level, to prohibit any anti-competitive business conduct that prevents, restricts or distorts competition at the regional level.
The study has revealed the existence of competition and consumer protection issues, which include regulatory barriers for market entry, refusal to deal, lack of interoperability, false and misleading adverts, personal data and privacy issues.
Jere Sanyang, Deputy Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, outlined the expected outcomes of the survey. He also reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to promoting competition and protecting the rights of consumers.
E-commerce widens access to larger markets within the ECOWAS region and enables our Gambian businesses to reach over 400 million consumers within the region and beyond. This leads to economic growth, enhanced competition, and consumer welfare within the region.
The study, conducted with key partners like the Central Bank of the Gambia, the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, PIRA, and others, aligns with the Competition Act of 2007 and the Consumer Protection Act of 2014. Its findings will help shape the future policies and regulations to balance the needs of consumers and businesses in the digital era. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafa Tugay.
Samira Dawood, the new director of the International Labour Organization, ILO, Decent Work Team for West Africa based in Dakar, is in the Gambia for a week-long visit to revive cooperation between the ILO and the Gambia government to strengthen the implementation of the Decent Work agenda in the country. Here is Loliam Kamara.
Samira Dawood is responsible for overseeing and promoting the ILO's efforts in the region, particularly focusing on the Decent Work agenda. This agenda aims to promote fair labor practices, improve working conditions, and foster sustainable economic development across countries in West Africa. Sarata Konate, the executive director of GCCI, praised the ILO for its support in assisting the chamber's efforts to promote job creation, economic growth, and improve the Gambia's workforce.
We understand the responsibilities in facilitating all the relationships and cooperation for many countries, Gambia included. But we have no doubt that this challenge will be supported by the team, particularly Julie, our very long-standing friend, partner, and sister to GCCI. So on that note, I believe, again, this is a very, very high welcome on behalf of the President of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and the entire team. It is our pleasure to discuss further on more potentials and better and more impactful cooperation agreements.
Lassana Tunkara, Board Director of GCCI, reaffirmed the board's commitment to working closely with the ILO. He highlighted the long-term impact of the ILO's contributions in improving lives globally.
We were looking at the Kurdula Challenge, that was a big thing, and it made a big impact on the country. I think in the Gambia, as well as across Africa, there is a big issue with young people trying to seek opportunities outside of Africa, the continent, in a perilous manner. And I think having partners such as ILO working with us can help negate that impact we're having by helping to create employment here. So we look for, as the CEO says, we look forward to collaborating with you more and more in the future.
Samira Dawood, the ILO's director, and Julie Kasagui, senior specialist in employees' activities, praised the GCCI for its efforts in promoting entrepreneurship and business development in the Gambia.
Just to reiterate the commitment of the ILO office in Dakar to prioritize Gambia, making sure that we will first identify with you and all the social partners and different ministries and organizations that we will be meeting this week to identify with you what you would consider as priorities and main areas of work when it comes to decent work.
And over the years, relations have strengthened, became close. We worked and we covered a lot of areas that are linked to the ILO work. We developed a guide on employers' laws, a guide on labor laws. We did work on taxation. We did work on entrepreneurship. We did work, of course, we mentioned the business plan competition, the digital platform, so a lot of work on formalization.
Both parties described the meeting as a significant step forward in ensuring continued progress in job creation and economic development. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
In the first of its kind in Africa, the Digital Radio Mondial Consortium conducted the first ever demonstration of an innovative program at St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School in Banjul on Tuesday. The project, which delivers education at a distance via radio, has been described as a game changer by MOPSI officials. And Sumane Sonyasi tells us more.
A few years ago, the idea of students in Africa and other parts of the world accessing remote education through digital means without an internet connection seemed unlikely. However, thanks to the Digital Radio Mondial DRM Consortium, students at St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School in Banjul are the first to experience this groundbreaking technology. By using simple non-internet connected tablets linked to a digital radio, students can access real-time lessons from the UK. This innovative approach aims to make education accessible worldwide, particularly in developing countries like the Gambia, where digital infrastructure remains a challenge. Johannes von Wessenhoff and Janet Darami of the DRM Consortium showcase how the technology works and its potential impact on education in the Gambia and beyond.
Right now we've got the live signal here from UK, London, so and you should see the content that is on the radio that was also transmitted along with the audio, or is transmitted live right now.
With DRM education, it means that education can be delivered anywhere. You know, no internet, no expensive data. I think we heard the students talk about the expense of data. But apart from that, apart from even the cost of data, if you think when there are rains or any disaster, the first things that go are television and mobile. You have no access whatsoever. Radio never goes down.
Present at Tuesday's demonstration were Louis Moses Mendy, the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, and Madam Kipi Hanakoka, the Principal of St. Joseph Senior Secondary School. Both expressed strong optimism about the DRM innovation, highlighting its potential to open up new educational opportunities for students.
As a sector, we want to embrace this, and I think I just want to say that we are proud as a country that this is being tested for the first time in the world, in our country, and in one of our schools.
We as a school are very happy, and as your principal, I'm very, very proud that together we are contributing to such an innovation in education.
After using the new devices for the first time, Marie Janet Contes and Bintu Dora, students at St. Joseph Senior Secondary School, described the DRM innovation as empowering, noting that it provides them with uninterrupted access to lessons from the UK.
I'm a very proud student of St. Joseph's, as we are the first school in Africa to ever use this device. And the fact that education is made so cheap and so accessible by these people makes me feel so happy.
I want to say thank you to everyone, our partners, Mr. Johannes, Ms. Janet, and everyone. And from our behalf of our school, our principal, and everyone, we are really grateful. And thank you for this opportunity.
After the test broadcast, students and MOPSI officials gathered in the school hall for the official handover of tablets and radio by DRM Consortium representatives, marking the start of a new era in transformative learning for St. Joseph Senior Secondary School and the Global Distance Learning Initiative. Answane Sonyase for KTV News.
Innovative. We will now go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we will hear about the devastating fire outbreak at Janjanbureh Market, as well as another generous donation to Farafenni General Hospital by the Chinese medical team in the Gambia. Stay with us.
Premium Basalt, now back in stock. In an effort to support the rapid infrastructural development of the Gambia, GATCH is proud to announce that our premium quality basalt is now available at our depot in Saro, near Denton Bridge. Our basalt has been rigorously tested by both national and private laboratories in the Gambia and Cape Verde, ensuring top-tier quality for road constructions, concrete, and buildings. Sourced directly from our partner's own quarry in Cape Verde, we guarantee a steady and timely supply thanks to the short shipping distance. We have 03, 38, and 816 basalt in stock to meet all your project needs. Every order is weighed, so you receive exactly what you paid for. No guesswork, just precision. Visit us, GATCH Depot Saro near Denton Bridge, or call us at 457-4048 or 533-2009.
It is that time of the year again. The annual Taxpayers Award ceremony is back. The GRA will hold the 7th edition of the Taxpayers Appreciation and Award Ceremony on Saturday, April 12, 2025, and this time at the Coco Ocean Hotel Resort, commencing at 7 p.m. The awards is dedicated to our esteemed and valued taxpayers who consistently pay their taxes and duties on time, file their returns, present original and authentic customs document, present accurate declarations with the right tariff and classification, and comply with the provision of the revenue laws. This grand and spectacular ceremony will be graced by His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Adama Barrow, cabinet ministers, senior government officials, members of the business community and development partners. A memorable night is assured in this year's award ceremony. Remember, GRA is your GRA. GRA is our GRA, collecting revenue for national development.
GRA.
Wow, Sadio, ça va? Ça va, bien.
Oryx, with you all the way.
Powered by Africa, Oryx Energies.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Janjanbureh Sonko. Now, a fire outbreak at Janjanbureh Market on Saturday evening destroyed numerous food stalls and their contents. Although no injuries have been reported, the blaze left many businesses severely affected. More in this report by Loliam Kamara.
Eyewitnesses reported that the fire started between 8 and 9 p.m. on Saturday, with suspicions that it originated from the dump site inside the market. According to those we spoke with, the blaze raged for several hours before being brought under control by the efforts of the villagers. Bamba Kamara, a resident of the town, was among those who helped extinguish the fire.
No, the man inside actually.
The fire was entirely extinguished by the residents of the town. Nearly everyone came out to help, including both men and women at the time. The only tap inside the market was closed, so people had to go to the river to fetch water. Unfortunately, it was low tide, which posed an additional risk as some people couldn't swim. By the time the fire service arrived, the fire had already been put out. However, we welcome them without any harsh words or discouragement. They expressed their appreciation for our quick response and later thanked us for our efforts in controlling the fire.
Adama Kamara and Awa Kamara, sisters whose shops were affected by the fire, Adama spoke about the impact.
She has the first shop and I have the second. My sister sells vegetables while I sell cosmetic products. During the Eid al-Fitr celebrations, I bought items for the occasion. I sold some, but a large amount remained unsold. On Saturday, I had already closed and was at home when we got the news that the market was on fire. We all rushed to the scene and it was truly shocking. As we speak, my sister's blood pressure is high, so she can't speak right now. I'm not sure if she had cash inside her shop. But as for me, I didn't keep any money in mine. Although it's hard, we can only thank Allah and the people of Janjanbureh for their support. Nothing was saved, but we accept it was the will of Allah, and we remain grateful.
Fatu Kamara is the assistant market chairwoman of the Janjanbureh market.
I'm appealing to the government and other philanthropists for support, as many of these people, along with their families, rely on their businesses for survival.
Musa Singate, a tailor, is devastated. He lost all of his tailoring machines and garments in the fire. Both officials from the National Disaster Management Agency (NDMA) in the region and the Council of Janjanbureh Ward visited the scene to assess the extent of the damage. According to officials, this is the first time such an incident has occurred at this market, taking many by surprise. Anyone willing to help the victims can contact QTV News during working hours at 3333-245 or via email at news@qtv.gm. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
Unfortunate incident there. Now moving on, free medical checkups along with medical equipment and consumables valued at $500,000 were donated to Farafenni General Hospital in the North Bank region by the Chinese medical team in collaboration with the Chinese Embassy in the Gambia. Bakari Balde attended the event and he files in this report.
According to the Chinese Embassy, the intervention is aimed at complementing the government's efforts in the health sector. Farafenni General Hospital, one of the largest and busiest referral health facilities in the Gambia, is the latest to receive such support from the Chinese medical team. In addition to the donation, the visiting medical doctors were assigned to various hospital units to provide free medical services to patients in collaboration with local doctors and nurses. Famara Silla, the hospital administrator, thanked the Chinese medical team for their timely support and assured that the donated medicine would be put to good use.
We in Farafenni General Hospital also appreciate that you are not only here for the camp, but you came with drugs. We can see drugs worth of thousands or millions, which are very difficult to get at our vicinity here. And we are in great need of them. And we hope that they will be used appropriately.
Momodu Tinyasi, the Director of Health Services at the Ministry of Health, who spoke on behalf of the Minister, underscored the significance of the medical support in positively impacting lives.
The donation is not merely a transfer of medication. It is a testament to the belief that together we can create a healthier future for our nation. Each piece of the donation we receive today represents hope, compassion, and a commitment to excellence in health services.
Tuan Jian, the Economic and Commercial Counselor of the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in the Gambia, highlighted the strong and ongoing relationship between China and the Gambia over the years.
The China and the Gambia, among so many different sectors of cooperation, the health sector is always one of our priorities. You can see we generally have 5 pillars. The first pillar will be the China medical team. The second one is we call it the paired hospital cooperation mechanism. That means Chinese, we choose hospitals paired with local hospital. They have seminars, academic exchange, and the people exchange.
Abdullah Jame, the principal nursing officer, gave the vote of thanks on behalf of the hospital's management.
I want to seize this opportunity to thank the Republic of China and its people for standing by the Gambia at all times during the difficult times. And then I also want to assure you that our doors are open. We'll always open up and embrace your relationship.
The first batch of Chinese medical personnel arrived in the Gambia over 50 years ago to offer free medical services and enhance the country's healthcare. The 22nd batch, consisting of 8 medical doctors, will spend 3 days at the hospital treating patients with various medical conditions. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
In our latest roundup of key court proceedings, we highlight testimonies from the Drug Law Enforcement Agency's cocaine case and the Gambia Dock and Maritime Workers Union lawsuit at the High Court. Usman Jata has the rest of that.
In the ongoing DLEA cocaine case, a narcotics scientific officer with the Drug Law Enforcement Agency testified that the 52 blocks of cocaine tested at the agency's headquarters, 7 tested positive for cocaine, while 45 tested negative. Tamba made these statements before Justice Sarah Aye at the Banjul High Court. The case centers on 3 judiciary officers accused of being involved in the disappearance of the cocaine blocks, which were reportedly removed from the Kanifing Magistrates Court. As the third prosecution witness, Tamba confirmed recognizing Ridwan Uthman, the former principal registrar at the Kanifing Magistrates Court. During cross-examination by defense lawyer Lamin Kemboj, Tamba was questioned about any potential tampering with evidence by senior DLEA officers. Tamba denied any knowledge of such activities, although he did acknowledge that the agency had destroyed prohibited drugs during its most recent drug destruction day. Despite Tamba's denial, defense lawyer Mboch suggested that senior DLEA officers had tampered with evidence, particularly during the last year's drug destruction day when prohibited drugs were allegedly swapped with fake ones. In a subsequent testimony, Abdoulaye Damfa, the fourth prosecution witness, stated that Magistrate Ibrahima Janko Koli had once asked him to carry boxes of cocaine into his chambers. Damfa explained that when he was tasked with this, Aliou Nyang and Lamin Jaju were present at the Kanifing Magistrates Court. He also revealed that he had worked alongside Magistrate Koli and Usman for 16 years, but had only known court clerk Mariama Janke Tamba for 4 years. Damfa noted that he had not heard of the missing 52 blocks of cocaine until he was contacted by police investigators. During cross-examination by defense lawyer Musa Bachili, who represents the accused, Damfa denied witnessing any criminal activities involving Magistrate Koli. He also stated that he did not question why Koli had asked him to carry the boxes, later learning that the exhibit store at Kanifing Magistrates Court was full at the time. Court records show that Ridwan Usman and Magistrate Ibrahima Janko Koli are facing charges of conspiracy to commit a felony, theft, dealing in prohibited drugs, fraud, and breach of trust. Court clerk Mariama Janke Tamba faces a charge of neglecting official duty. In the final case, Lang Balasaho, the former president of the Gambia Dock and Maritime Workers Union, has filed a lawsuit against 2 union members who allegedly removed him from office unlawfully, testifying under cross-examination by defense lawyer M. Gomez, who represents the first defendant, Babukar Sise. Saho stated that the 2023 constitution of the GDMW granted him the authority to recruit and fire any dock worker who violated the union's constitution. Saho also questioned about an alleged withdrawal of $7 million from union funds for legal services. He denied the claim, explaining that only $58,000 was deducted from each dock worker's salary to cover legal fees, not the amount suggested by the defense. That's the latest from the courts. All of the court reports were gathered for QTV by Nicholas Bass of Voice newspaper and summarized by us. Osman Jata reporting for QTV News.
Before we end this news bulletin, let's recap our main headlines. The Gambia Competition and Consumer Protection Agency hosted a forum with business stakeholders on Wednesday to validate its newly released digital market study report. As part of her week-long visit to enhance cooperation between the ILO and the Gambia government, Samira Dawood, the new director of the International Labour Organization Decent Work Team for West Africa based in Dakar, met with GCCI officials on Tuesday. In a historic first for Africa, the Digital Radio Mondial Consortium conducted the inaugural public demonstration of an innovative program at St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School in Banjul, an event hailed as a game changer by MOPSI officials. A fire at the Janjanbureh market on Saturday evening destroyed numerous food stalls and their contents, leaving many businesses severely affected. Free medical checkups and $500,000 worth of medical equipment and consumables were donated to Farafenni General Hospital in the North Bank region by the Chinese medical team in the Gambia. Well, that is all we have time for. Do not forget to tune in at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs.